Hello, folks. Just double checking the microphone's good. Yeah, I think we're up and running. Welcome to another night on Twitch. Can't remember when I last raced it. It must have been a little. Was it last week? Don't know. I think it's been a little while. But there's been a bit of a rig rebuild that happened this weekend, and then a new CPU was added into the mix tonight. So this is a bit of a test run for a couple of things. But yes, it's been a busy few days of rig upgrades, which is pretty fun. So tonight I'm going to race, but it's more, to be honest, just to make sure that everything runs properly. There's been a lot of, well, some challenge putting 4K triples in action. Even just getting them set up in Windows was more challenging than I expected. Then getting them set up in iRacing, and then trying to get it set up in iRacing so streaming was not going to kill my FPS, which we'll see, but I think I've sort of found a happy medium. But yeah, so there is a Formula 1600 rookie race that's going to start in 30 minutes at Lime Rock. Never driven that car, so I'll jump in and practice. But whilst I do that, I'm going to chat through just what I've learned, I guess, in the last 3 or 4 days. One on 4K triples, because that's been just a super interesting journey. Just like I said, setup's been quite tricky, but I think I've got everything running now, and I can give you a sense of that. Now, obviously, the stream is running in 1080p, so you won't get the visual benefit of that, but I'll talk you through it, and I can tell you the screen quality, of course, is phenomenal, but it puts, it's hugely taxing for the GPU. So you've got to make quite a few trade-offs graphically, which are interesting, really, because you trade off some of the graphic setting in iRacing, but because you're running a 4K screen, I don't know that you sort of notice them too much. Anyway, I'm still playing around with it. I'm sure I've got weeks and weeks of finessing to do. And then, to be honest, I think when the 5090 drops, if I'm able to get one of those early next year, that will be awesome, because that won't necessarily give me headroom, but it will give me a bit more headroom in terms of the graphic settings that maybe I could turn back up. But super happy with it so far. It's worked really well. Okay, so we're just going to register for this race here. But let's jump in. And whilst it's loading, let me talk you through some of the initial challenges. Physically, the monitors are exactly the same size. You can probably see, if you've seen the streams or my videos before, the camera's in the same position. So 32 inches. I went for Alienware, trying to remember the model name, 3225 QF or something like that. They're QD OLED panels. And I got to tell you, even, obviously jumping from 1440p to 4K, the pixel count's hugely different, so the crispness is pretty awesome. But what I hadn't realized is the monitors I was running were Samsung G5s. They were pretty cheap, to be honest, when I got them, and it was the first foray I made into triples, and I didn't think too much about the type of monitor. I just wanted ones that were variable refresh rate, reasonable reasonable kind of hertz. I think it was 144, and that was it, really. I didn't spend too much time thinking about it. So they were fine, but they were never G-Sync compatible, and so I quite often had flickering in the loading screens that bothered me. When I was running in game, it seemed okay, but it always felt like there were glitches because of that lack of official compatibility. So that was one of the reasons of switching to new monitors, was just to make sure that they were going to be truly G-Sync compatible, or actually fully fledged G-Sync, although those seem to be hard to combine and more expensive, but they seem like a good compromise. It was Black Friday, so there's a good deal. So if anyone's in Canada, Best Buy still has a really good deal on these, and I think even Dell is discounting them by the same amount. They're $300 less than their list price. At least they have been for the last week, so that's been pretty cool. So that was one of the main reasons, was G-Sync compatibility. And then, of course, I didn't really want to just spend the money to get the same resolution. What's the point? So I was thinking initially I'll get 4K panels, but I'll run them in 1440p until the hardware is good to go. And then I did some research, and I saw others were running 4K triples with not terrible refresh rate. So I was like, okay, let's give it a go. And honestly, now that I have it in front of me in the 4K resolution, there's no going back. that'll be it. So long as streaming is reasonable, and tonight's going to be a pretty good test of that. But I can see my FPS here is 115, which is what I'm capped to at the moment, which is pretty good. I'm sure it will suffer a little bit in the racing, but when I tried it initially, and this was pre doing a PC rebuild, which I did today, I was getting huge FPS drops, and I'm not sure exactly why. I think I had SSR on, so maybe that was playing into it. Maybe there was just some latent driver issues because I was sticking on, the new monitors and just using the existing display driver, and who knows, maybe there was some gremlin in there. But now they're running good. The screens are great quality. Seems to be working Windows. The HDR, the blacks, super strong. All of that is really great. And then, just as luck would have it today, the 9800 X3D, which I'd ordered from Memory Express, also showed up. So I took this evening just to plug that in, which is why I'm starting a little bit late. Now, obviously, I'm GPU constrained, so putting in the 9800 X3D isn't going to do a huge amount, but it's always useful for grids and loading times, etc. And I think once the 5090 is here, that will start to bring the new CPU a bit more into play, as the 5090 gives us a bit more GPU headroom. Anyway, let's get in this car and learn how to drive it, because I don't know, and we haven't got that long to the race. One of the things you'll notice is lack of overlays, or at least lack of Racelabs overlays. When I switch those on, because I have no GPU headroom anymore, it took an FPS hit. So Racelabs has been abandoned probably forever. I've used it quite a lot over the years, and I have quite liked it, if I'm honest. I think it's been kind of cool. Right, need to be able to see in this car. That'll do. But now with the triple 4K, it's just the Racelabs, I can now see the impact, and so it's no good. So I've taken that off, and with iRacing bringing out new overlays, whenever that is, early next year, I was hoping it'd be by now actually, but we will... God, can I see in my mirrors? Not really. I haven't had to change mirrors in a while. Let's have a look at that. They're quite fun to drive, these cars. Ooh, slipping and sliding. So interesting, I think changing down. Oof. Reckon that might have done some damage.
You've got damage in the midsection. You cut the course, you've got to slow down and give up that time.
I bet we have damage in the midsection. Let's go and get that repaired. Right, so just looking at the screen, it's hard to know if it'll come through. Like, I think there's a little bit of not artifacting, but it's a little bit stuttery, so there's probably some additional settings that I need to wind down here. Tempted to take the cockpit mirrors off, but I do like driving with those, so we'll leave those on for now. Where can we go to save? Yeah, I don't know. I could maybe take sharpening off, actually. Don't know if that'll make a big difference. Not really struggling with frames, but I feel like because the GPU is basically fully taxed out with this setup, anything where we can give it a breather will be good. Not useful. Okay, we got about just under 15 minutes. Let's head out again. So I'll be honest, after this weekend, when I first put the triples on, I thought streaming wasn't even going to be possible. So I'm quite happy that it looks quite feasible. Be interesting at race start though if that hurts, but hopefully that's more a pull on the GPU. On the CPU, sorry, the GPU's always got to draw all these pixels. It's kind of a mad number too. It's 11520 by I think it's 3160, so it's kind of nuts how many pixels are being drawn. It's a little better. Deep again.
Slow car ahead. Go left.
Yeah, have to say 4K quality is something else on triples. It's wild. Just need graphics cards to catch up a little, and then this is going to be pretty awesome. Also, for 4K panels to come down in price, it's still a bit expensive. Well, this is probably running better than expected, which is awesome. How long have we got here? A couple of minutes. Let me just talk through a few other things that I stumbled across, just in case anyone else is working on or thinking about 4K triples, things to think about. So the first thing is to work out how much GPU bandwidth you have, which I basically had no idea about. But one of the problems I encountered when I put the triples in straight away was I could only get 2 of the monitors to be active in Windows at any given time. I couldn't understand it. And it's because 4090, the maximum that it can put out, and I don't know the actual figure, but it's basically 3 triples or 3 4K triples, but the refresh rate, the maximum is 120. And the refresh rate of my monitors can go up to 240. So initially it had 2 of the monitors running at 240, which is fine, but then the other one just wouldn't come on. And so obviously that's no good. So through trial and error, eventually I figured out by putting them at 120 across all 3, restarting the system, then all 3 monitors could be kind of come to life, which is great. So that was a good start. And so then that was the maximum I can run. So I think that must push it. So I'm on 3 the HDR monitors as well. They're all 4K panels, and they're running at a max of 120 hertz. So that effectively is now my new frame rate, even though the monitors can go higher. Maybe with the 5090 we'll be able to go beyond that, but to be honest, I don't think I would ever. I always find a frame rate that's in and around 120 to be perfectly suitable, and would quite often cap it there anyway. Even with 1440p, G-Sync was capping me at 138, which was just fine. I'm not interested in having super high FPS, to be honest. I think anything around 120 is good. The other weird thing that I struggled with, which took me ages to figure out, and again trial and error, is I have the 4 screen, which you can't see, but that's what I often will put OBS or the streams on, just so I can check in to see what's going on. The screen is off right now because I found when that screen was active, even though it was plugged into the AMD sort of on what do we call it? Onboard device GPU. So the one that's basically running out of the 9800X3D. So it's plugged in there. It doesn't get involved. It's not plugged into the 4090. But even with that active, I could not get the position of the windowed borderless iRacing. It was always offset by about half a screen. Didn't matter what I changed in the INI files, it just moved it around. It just never sat in the right place. Then as soon as I disconnected that monitor in Windows or just physically unplugged it, all of a sudden then the offset work as it always used to do. So I don't know exactly what's going on there, because it shouldn't be interfering really with the 4090. Maybe now I've done a clean install, it would work, but to be honest, I don't. I can live without it for now until I do a bit more research. But that 4th monitor, for whatever reason, also was giving me dramas. I could get it to show up, but it was messing around with the window position of iRacing, so that was hugely annoying. So those were 2 of the initial things that were really frustrating. And then, in the iRacing settings, obviously you just adjust the graphics and just keep playing around with that. So that's totally fine. I talked about Race Labs earlier. I've killed that for now, because anything that's putting additional stress on the GPU is going to be a challenge. The other thing to think about is if there's any other programs that are using the GPU for hardware acceleration. So if you have a browser window open, they often have that ticked by default. So you want to make sure that hardware acceleration is off. And any other apps that you have running that might be using hardware acceleration, OBS is another. You're going to want to make sure that's off, because again, if your GPU is fully tapped out, you don't really need any other program trying to take a bit of extra processing power from it. So yeah, it's been a bit of a journey. Even now, I don't fully understand exactly whether I've got G-Sync, V-Sync, and the frame rate cap set as it should do. Currently, I've got NVIDIA Reflex active because I do see a slight reduction in frame times with that. So great. That's the, I think it's the T bar or whatever it is in iRacing. I do see that come down 2 or 3 milliseconds when I have Reflex running. So that's cool. So that's on enable plus boost. G-Sync obviously is active, so I've got variable refresh rate running in windowed and full screen mode, but obviously we're running in windowed mode. And then right now I have VSync off. I always used to run VSync on because that was the way you were supposed to do it. That's VSync within the NVIDIA control panel. Like if you ran Reflex, G-Sync, VSync, they all work nicely together. But now, because the monitors effectively are capping the frame rate at 120 anyway, I don't know that there's any value in running VSync. And then just in case it causes any issues, I've got a frame rate cap set within iRacing at 115, and I feel like that's a bit of a fail safe just to make sure I don't broach that 120 FPS limit. Although really the only reason that is a limit is because the 4090 is at its bandwidth capacity, and again, it's not like you're hitting the monitor limit, it's the 4090 limit, so I don't even know if that matters when you kind of hit that and bounce off it. But just to be safe, I've pulled it down to 115 and we'll see. So it has been a bit of a journey, and in all honesty, 4090s can run 4K triples, but I think 5090s are probably going to start to get into the realm where it's more doable, and you can probably get away with a bit more eye candy when you do run them. But the good thing is, because it's 4K, eye candy is already pretty good. You don't have to do too much, to be honest. You can pull the settings down a bit, but the quality that you're seeing on screen is still really great. So it's a shame, obviously, that doesn't come through on a Twitch stream, but I can tell you it's very nice to look at. Right, I don't think it's worth getting back in the car because I think we're off in just a second. So what are we getting here? Just so you can, I know you can't see the frame rate meter, but we're getting 97, 80-ish FPS, 2.7 on the CPU and about 10 on the GPU. So not terrible, not terrible. So jumping into the race, let's hope nothing breaks. Almost looked iRacing was hanging then. Never good. Right, what else? We talked about GPU bandwidth. Yeah, the refresh rates of the monitor. Yeah, and then the one other thing that I had to play around with quite a bit was the encoder settings. So right now I'm streaming, but I'm also recording at the same time, and that usually is okay, especially on higher end GPUs, because they usually have at least, well, 1 or 2 encoding chips. And as long as you're using those, it shouldn't be pulling any performance from the CUDA cores and stuff. So I'm hoping that's what's happening right now, is that one chip is streaming, the other chip is recording, and that it isn't affecting overall frame rate. But of course it could be. This is good. FPS is back up a little bit here, back into the 115s. But yeah, there's various encoder settings that you can play with as well, just to make sure that you're not overly taxing it. But from what I have briefly read up on, I think generally, as long as you're not trying to use more than the encoder chips that you've got, then it should be fine. Like, the performance should be constrained around those chips and not impact the running of the game. But let's see, with more of a full grid, how this works out. Oh, that's a big one. Well, now we'll be at the back for sure. Got a little greedy, and the lap times are mid-57s. So we would have been well in the mix if we actually put a lap together.
We've got damage on the back end. You've got damage in the midsection.
Right, let's watch that. That was pretty funny. It was clearly going wrong as we headed into that corner. Let's have a look. To be honest, the first lap was the better one. Oh dear, what happened here? Let's go chopper. Yeah, I gotta stay wider. Look at this. Turning in way too early. It was a nightmare. Put me super wide for that one, then I just tried to pin it, and I jumped. Yeah, okay, so I jumped over there. That's not the way to drive that corner. Right, ready to race. Yes, really end it, because what do we get there? Oh, we got 3x on quali. Disaster.
Everyone's gridded.
Alright, let's go. Can't get a bad start here because we're at the back.
Green, green, green. You're in the middle, 3 wide. Clear, 2 wide. Left side, you're in the middle, 3 wide. Car right, 2 wide. Still there, hold your line. Clear.
A little bit sketchy out here.
Left side. Go left. Still there, hold your line. Clear on the right, 2 wide. Clear. Car right. Clear on the right.
Well, guess we'll have to just take it easy here. God, these guys are a little bit slow at the back. Trying to be centre. Oh my God.
Car on
so
your left.
slow.
Clear on the left. Slow car ahead. Car stop
Oh,
ahead.
absolute
Go
carnage.
right. 11.1. You're in 5th.
Okay, we need to stay in. Third gear a little bit longer there. Okay, 5th. Should try and get on the podium, I think. That's got to be the target.
Ten minutes to go. .4. Car on your left. Clear on the left. Go right.
Right, come on. Let's hunt down the podium places. Let's go, go, go. Not driving like that, we won't. At least we didn't die like we did in quali. Oh yeah, the car's got so much grip when the tyres are warm. Just got to get the positioning right.
There's an incident ahead. Go right.
Dead. Oh no, we hit him, we've got damage.
Got wheel damage.
Oh, the steering wheel is not straight.
58.6. The car in P2. Just set the fastest lap.
No, we got a meatball. You're kidding me. I can drive this thing.
We've got to fix it. You're
No,
now in 3rd.
no, it's not. It drives fine. Oh, that is brutal. Absolutely nothing wrong with the car. Ah, took too much of a chance. Oh, this really annoys me about the game because the car is not too damaged and it does just fine. He says and then spins off, so yeah, okay, I guess iRacing's probably right. Oh my God, people are off everywhere.
The car in P1. Just set the fastest lap. 57.2. Pit box in 10.
Well, that was a fun first race. I hope
5,
I can do another one, actually.
3, 2, 1. Right here.
Let's assess the damage then. How long are we here for? Do we get fast repair? I don't know. How does it work in rookies? I've no idea. What are we servicing? Can we go? Just bend it back. Let's go. Can we go? Oh my god. Now the back wheels are being done. I don't need a tyre change. Oh, I guess yeah, I guess I didn't unselect those. We're getting the full service. And
All
there's not...
clear. Punch it.
Oh, I bet that was a fast repair as well. What an idiot. Right, let's go. And we're miles behind. We're in 8th.
There, hold your line. Clear.
These guys battling. Yeah, they are. Okay, battle away, boys.
5 minutes to go.
Oh, well, we can just watch on.
1.3.
So it's probably just third gear all the way around here. Yeah, it feels so much better. Should be much better in race 2, hopefully. Oh, we won't overtake him.
57.9.
These guys are a little slow. No, they're a little bit slow in here. Don't fight me, buddy.
Left
It's not
side.
for position.
Stay on the right. 58.4. Clear on the left. 57.4. Left side.
Oh my god,
Clear.
buddy. Braking so early. Try not to take him out, though. He's in P2. It would not go down super well. Yeah, we've been pretty happy with the smoothness on these triples, and with streaming, no complaints.
The car in front is pitting.
This guy's all over the place. It's the last lap, bud. Come on, keep it together. You got it. Podium beckons. Right, P8. Not a great first run out, but that was fun, though. Okay.
All right, there's the checkered flag.
We'll grab some safety rating as we
Great job. You did really well.
absolutely murdered that. Oh, we did really well, apparently. Not sure I'd agree with that sentiment. Bang average. Well, I need to map a tear off here for this car. Well, does it do it on its own? Yeah, great work on the safety rating side.
You cut the course. You've got to slow down and give
Okay.
up that time.
Well, that was fun. Definitely want to do another one of those.
Okay, here comes your first time lap.
Well, that could have been quicker. It wasn't awful. So could have been quicker, but still doing okay. Oh, not again, not again! Oh my word, greedy! We need to actually get a banker in this time. Keep pedal on. Nope, banker not achieved. Oh God.
One more lap.
Oh, greedy. Okay, let's get it done. Slow. Come on, just somewhere in the 47s. Got it even again, that was right on the limit. Don't know why. Doesn't need to be. Idiot. Yeah, I took tons of margin there, but at least we get a lap in this time.
Alright, there's the checkered flag.
Right, what was that? 57.2. Okay. Not terrible. Fine. Well, I hope the stream's coming through okay. I'll be interested to have a look at the recording. I made a few adjustments to the recording in terms of the encoder settings, so it's still going to be, I
Waiting on the
think,
final
in
car.
1080p, because if it's not in 1080p then it would consume, I think, a bit more performance. But yeah, we'll see how that's come through, and then we'll cut that up into the highlights tomorrow for YouTube, which would be cool. Can't even tell if my car's not on. Better turn it on. Better. Actually managed a not terrible start last time. Oh, look at that Williams livery. You guys can't see it. Oh yes, you can in the
Everyone's gridded.
virtual mirror. Looks pretty cool. Let's go.
Green, green, green. Car on your left. Still there, hold your line. Clear on the left.
Oh, this should be fun and competitive, which is cool. Oh, everyone's sliding along that one. See you later,
Car
buddy.
right. The next car's the leader. Clear. There's an incident behind.
Right, let's see if we can have a good battle here. Keep up with this guy. Yeah, I got to figure out that last corner though. Quite a bit slower.
Five, even. Okay, you're in second.
Yeah, I don't know if we have the pace of this guy. Yeah, he's fast through there. He's fast. I love it. Let's see what we can learn. It's pretty much fast everywhere compared to us. Oh, we'll try and keep it steady. Right, 0.8's the gap, 1.8 behind.
57.2.
Okay, so James quick behind us as well.
Even. New fastest lap for you.
Well, put a little bit of pressure on, so we'll take that. With them now.
.9. You just set the fastest lap. Car right, keep to the left. Clear on the right. Car right. Stay on the left. Clear.
Well, that was a fun little battle there, and I'll be honest, I think he's going to be quick, so I'm not expecting to really be able to get away here. But that's cool. It'll be an interesting battle for the rest of the race, hopefully. Yeah, so look, he's got a good run on me down here now. So we'll give him the outside line and see how we get on.
Stay on the right. 57.3. Clear. You're in first. The car in P3. Just set the fastest lap. 56.7.
Yeah, I gotta get thrust through that chicane. I'm sure I'm quicker than some of these guys through it. I'm not taking it super quick at the moment. Car's grippy right now. Just got to make the most of this grip.
.8. New fastest lap for you.
Appear to be particularly quick through this section, it must be said. That was a little better through there, a bit more aggressive. I just can't take that last corner well enough. Right, how many laps we got? Can't be that many more, hopefully.
56.6. You've got the fastest lap. One more lap to win.
Oh, finally! A white flag. Man, I'm hot. Get that fend position a little better.
56.7.
Ooh, spicy. Hey, might even finish with the best lap of the race. Take it. Is that the end of the race?
You won. Awesome job.
Thank you. I'll take it. Race 1 should be decent. Yeah, these are such fun cars. Right. When did we actually make the pass? Can't remember. Oh, there we go. Let's have a look what happened. Let's jump on board. Oof. Looks hairy. Oh, yeah. Very hairy. Bang! I wonder if he, did he actually... Could he keep going? Oh, he could keep going. Love it. We had the smallest tap on ours. Right, let's have a look. This was quite a good battle, but when did it get spicy? Oh, are we ahead? No, not yet. Oh, that's right. We were really close here. Let's go on board. You know what? Let's do Samuel, and can we look behind? Might be quite fun. Yeah, here we go. I'm trying to remember. Maybe it wasn't this lap. Did we just run around the outside? No, that must have been next lap, surely. I can't remember. Oh, no, look at that. We sent it. We went... Oh, yeah, that's right. Did the cutback, I think. Did I stick it this lap, or did I need another? Oh, no, I just razzed it up the inside. Fun. Fun. Let's have a look from our cockpit. That was pretty fun, actually. Yes, it didn't really go that deep here. Just trying to keep it out of the way. It did give us a nice switchback, and I was planning, to be honest, to go right here, but obviously just drifted out. There was a gap there, and kind of made sense. And, pretty sketchy end to this sequence. And then we're off. Well, that was it, really, wasn't it? Just it was close for a while, but not that close. Started to pull away gradually. Oh, very good. That was enjoyable. Okay, let's see the damage from the first race as well. Right. What did we do? We made safety rating. Man, Ricky's is generous. Got 8 incidents. Oh my god, the field. Look at that. Brian didn't get too many. Good for him. He's not in rookies anymore. Okay. Look at that. Mid-place finish, despite going to the pits, having a full tyre change for no reason. Excellent. Oh yes, you'd never know your iRating change in rookies. That's right. Unless you have the overlays, of course. This would be better. 56.4, nice. Plus 0.2 on the iRating. So, yeah, another couple of those and we'll be out of rookies. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that was really fun. Really, really fun. I have to say, I enjoyed that a lot. Well, I'm not going to jump into another one because I've spent a lot of time on this rig the last couple of days. I could probably take a break. So what's next? I'm probably not going to feature length out for a little bit. Just going to let the current videos that are out there settle, see if there's any ideas that come in through the comments in terms of the next direction. What are we, mid-November? So I'll for sure get something out, I would say, in the next month. Could be on the 4K triples. I talked about it a bit tonight, but I might do something a bit more in depth when I feel like I've learned a bit more about it. But it is a wild setup for sure, but it is pretty cool, and it'll be great to see if they can start to bring the prices of these panels down over the next year or so. And then, with the 50 series, hopefully they're going to start to make triple 4K gaming just a bit more accessible. But honestly, as it is, if you've got the right equipment, it's possible, and it's possible with pretty good settings. And tonight, I proved that you can also stream and record at the same time as racing, and to be honest, didn't notice really any stutters at all. So yeah, been fun. So thank you for joining me. If you've been catching up on YouTube, appreciate you tuning in for that, and we'll be back next Wednesday for the next live stream. And yeah, we might be back in this Formula 1600. Seems pretty fun. Or maybe we'll look to get the B class by running an NPR race for for the sports car class. Let's have a quick look actually. Where is it next week? GT3 Challenge, which says it's class B, but I can race, so it must be class C and up, I would imagine. So it's Fuji this week. Don't own that track. I like it, but don't really want to buy it. Sebring next week. Perfect. That is almost certainly what we'll end up doing. Sebring GT3. So I'll do some practice this weekend. Probably drive the Porsche because, been in that a lot recently. Yes, I think that'll be fun. Cool. Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you next week.